Hey everyone, Macsen here, welcome back to my early access Let's Play for Endless Space 2. Things at the moment are going pretty well, though I have some concerns in certain areas. Probably the biggest concern for me is that I'm in 2 wars and I'm not exactly doing amazingly well. But that's not really the biggest concern for me. I think I can basically make enough ships to cause the AIs, the Sophons and the Cravers, whom I'm at war with, a lot of problems coming up. The bigger thing that concerns me is influence and the fact that it can be used to culture flip planets. The Cravers actually have the tech that allows them to do that already. It's a 3rd era tech, so they must be ahead of me on science for them to have gotten this. This is very early actually for them to get it. I've played up to, well, the longest game I've played so far is about 110 turns, and no way I had this tech by then in that game. So yeah, you can see that Ovaldi, a Sophon system, is looking like it's going to get culture flip. Deki, which I own, is not far away from being within Craver influence, so I'm probably going to lose that planet. It's not the end of the world, it's not exactly a amazing system or anything. But yeah, the current situation is I want to do some damage on the AIs as quickly as possible. I want peace with the Sophon, but I'd really like to take Andromeda off them, so I want to get a fleet over here at some stage. I need to do some damage on the Cravers as well. In between videos, I've updated the build list, so that's the current state of things there, and I did a tiny bit of inconsequential movement, like grouping up fleets and taking ships out of hangars and getting them moving. Something which I've noticed here is I can actually force a truce on the Cravers. Currently the way that truces work within the game is very strange. I don't think, well, I'd be surprised if it works like this in future. I'm sure they'll update it somehow, but you could basically force a truce and I would have to pay a ton of money to the Cravers, which I don't want to do, and I'm only going to do that if I get in real trouble with them. What I'm hoping is, and I don't know yet about this, if you're at war, then hopefully it's impossible for them to culture flip your planets, but I don't know if that is the case. The Vordiani is going to be a big problem later on. They actually are the civilization that I'd prefer to be going to war with at the moment, rather than these two. Okay, let's get the rest of the movement done this turn. I've actually got a bit of combat to do here and there. So there's a Craver Scavenger here, and I've got this Brig fleet. Let's attack that. Okay, this is a very simple combat, so I'm just gonna get the extra experience. And that's been downed. Now I've got a frigate being made there. I think I've got a frigate coming in. I'd really like some frigates in his fleet, but it's not really an option. I'm gonna bring this fleet up here and do some damage around there to either the Cravers or the Sophon, I think. Now I need to build another fleet here and come after Andromeda. I'm going to have to move the hero with the free movement down here at some stage, which I'm sure I've mentioned before. Or even better, get a new hero that is able to do that. That's the Seeker class, which doesn't look like I've got a good chance of getting it. But that's what I'm hoping will happen anyway. We might be able to engage some of their ships. The Sophon ships look pretty crap. I've been really surprised actually at not being able to win against the Cravers in the battles I've had so far. But I'm getting that tech in. I've got frigates in now. That should change the balance of power, certainly. I've got combat I want to do here, and we've got a lot more weapons and shields than he has, so this shouldn't be, well, we'll probably take damage, but it's not going to be too much of an issue. I'll get the extra experience here, and I won't watch this. Okay. And, yeah, to be honest, that didn't go as well as I'd expect either. Right, I do have some sensors I probably should be sending out. One up there. Okay, what's left? That's a brig. That's coming in. I guess I'll stick that in Hannah for the time being. That's my one and only bark, doing some explorations down here. Really need to get the 3rd level of expeditions as well. Right, that actually failed. There's some better luxuries I could have that you can find if you do get that 3rd level. That reminds me, actually, my trade route is finally up and going now, and I can show this in more detail. So you can see that because of where I've placed my subsidiary, we are actually getting luxuries, which I wasn't sure I would, but you do get them with subsidiaries. We're getting money as well. When this grows to 100%, we get another HQ potentially, and I can actually increase certain things here with dust. So this buys new freighters, and it mentions it works better with longer routes, so I'm going to do that. And this one gives more budget for more inspections and staffing, means increased efficiency for this company, increases all income for this company, and the numbers should go up here when I'm doing these. So I get more luxuries, which I need for my settlements. I think I'll do another one on top. Okay, and if we go, that's the wrong screen. If we go back to the main screen and press economy and scan, you can actually see my trade route. So probably, I think you can have 5 or 6 different HQs, so I probably want one for every different constellation actually, if possible. And yeah, I then add subsidiaries on all of the key places, especially the ones that have luxuries that I want extra of. There are actually techs within the tech tree that can give you extra subsidiaries, if I can find them. Yeah, you can see one there. So I might want to pick those up later. Right, what move have I got left? The click location on that icon isn't great either. You have to click it on right spot or it doesn't work. I've got a frigate coming in there next turn, so I think I'll wait for that. And I can stay there. Yeah, you can see that's not working now very well. Right, I'm going to end the turn. Hopefully I've moved everything I needed to move. These elections are coming up. I'm probably going to keep in the war party maybe, because they have some pretty nice, well, extra dust which I could use for upgrades off one law, and also making the ships faster, something I both need. I'm actually going to go for influence probably next after this weapons technology. Try and fight back a little bit before it's too late. This area down here especially worries me. In fact, that's nearly within their influence now. Wow, Primus is going to be pretty amazing, isn't it? Okay. And yeah, that's the current survey. So industrialists are in the lead supposedly, but yeah, surveys are not sure they're that accurate really. Let's do movement. Okay, and looks like I've got a ton of movement to do. Right, what I'm going to do though is update the build list, and I'll do some of the inconsequential movement. Okay, that's the build list updated. The ships, I've done bits of regrouping here and there. So let's finish up the rest of the movement. That frigate, I'm probably going to bring it across to Pegasus. Actually, I'm not 100% sure about that. That, well, doesn't look like I got a good chance of taking out those ships there, does it? Based on the last combat. So maybe I should move on a bit. Let's go to Ingus, is it? And let's see if we can find anything up here. It's more interesting. I think I'll just stay there and send a probe off this turn. And right, that'll do. I could come up here with this fleet this turn, but there's a ton of Sophon ships coming in here, and I reckon I should just destroy those. Maybe wait until that flips to the Cravers in 3 turns, I think it's going to take, and then take it off them so I can damage them a bit. Might be an idea. So stick that on guards. Does it seem that you can guard if you're within someone else's influence, actually? At least not properly. That fleet... There's a frigate there. I'm actually going to bring that up towards that fleet. And the rest can group up. Go on guard. And that frigate I'll also bring across, and it's going to take a little while. Okay, a couple of bits of movement. I've reorganized this a bit, so I've got a frigate in her fleet. Let's bring her across. I'm going to grab that other frigate that I moved up there, then attack the Cravers with it after that. And this fleet can go and back into the hangar, I guess. And maybe I should, instead of making that, let's get frigate out again. Okay. Although, no, actually I will complete that because I want that's coming in next and I can have better frigates. So I might as well wait a bit with that. They can group up and go on guard, and I've also got some of these. Let's send them one off there. Right, and that's it for the turn, unless I've got combat somewhere. Don't think so. Right, so next is going to be an influence tech. Gotta figure out which one, that's the thing. Might have a new hero there and new upgrade. Let's check actually. Yeah, a new hero. So we have a Seeker, that's why actually I've got 2 Seekers. That's really lucky since there's about 20% chance. And that's never Overseer. Probably gonna hire her, but I'll figure that out in a second. What is that? This guy, he's got up to level 8, so looks like he invested there. That's more influence, and I think that's what I'm gonna invest in again. In fact, I'm pretty sure of it, so let's get that. Okay. It's gonna be very well. I think the eyes just have so many bonuses when it comes to influence. It's gonna be so hard to compete, especially when it's got Eden Incense settlements. More than likely, the oranges have so Vodiani. So let's get rid of that. Come back to that later. The research for the turn then. Well, actually, before I do that, let's upgrade some of my ships then. Let's start with Caravel, at least the important ones. So, arguably, I've got to be a bit careful with using resources in case I run out. But for the time being, I think I'll just stick them on. Yeah. So it looks like... what's that? Shielding as well? No, that isn't a shield. That's health bonus and good against projectile defense. Which, yeah. Shields are good against beams, it would seem. I assume they work against projectiles as well to some degree, but I don't actually know for certain about that. And the others, I don't think I got anything new there, so let's apply the changes. The junk I'll do next. Let's replace that. No new shields. And we've already got the engine, haven't we? I think that's it there. The brigs actually got extra slots at some point. I think it was when I researched a frigate tech and I completely forgot that that happened. So I should have upgraded these a while ago. I'm not sure, I've been making them for a while, though I haven't said that, so it won't have cost me anything. So I've got a couple of new Hyperium weapons that I could be adding, and yeah, I got more slots to add some stuff, so I've got to figure this out. Okay, I've placed these supports and the defense modules so far. Some of these are double slots, so I've just gone for shields on the defense. I need one engine definitely. gonna have a repair module on them now. So I got 3 weapon slots, and I think they're all single slot. Oh no, that's a double one. And I got 1 free slot, and that's actually a double one as well. So I think I'm actually gonna use this as my main weapon. Best at medium, but average at long range. Because of the way the AIs always go close range, I might as well go long, and that's the best long range weapon I have available here. So I'm going to add those on the weapon slots. That's a pretty cool animation. So is that better than that? Yeah, it looks like it. So let's check the others. Yeah, looks best to me for medium and long anyway. And with this last slot, I'm probably going to have 3 frigates in the fleet and then a couple of these, I'm guessing, on one or on a junk, something like that. So I'm going to put flotilla damage on this to help out the frigates in the main. And yeah, that's my brig ships. So they're very expensive on Hyperium, which I might have to get some more of that somehow. Let's apply the change. And last but definitely not least, the frigates. Okay, so in terms of weapons, I think we now have better fusion torpedoes. Let's upgrade those. Okay, and that's long. Shields. Oh, this is that's not a shield, is it? It's against projectile, which maybe I should be using, I'm not sure. And the last one, nothing's changed here. So I think that is it for this design. So yeah, it looks pretty decent to me. Right, apply design. There isn't any more weapon slots, is there? Just make sure. 1, 2, 3. Right. So how much did they cost? They cost me 970 and the brigs 673. Right, so that's updated. Let's move my ships on this turn, which I haven't done yet. Research has come in here, so yeah, that's updated with those. In terms of influence, I think I've got to do something about it. So there's only seemingly 1 influence building within the 2nd era, and it's that, and you can only build 1 of them per empire, so that's not enough really. And I think it's too long to wait until the 3rd era. So there are a couple of choices in here. There's this Denmark University, which actually seems really good, but whether or not you would want to waste or take time researching this tech, I don't know. That's a specialization, which means I would have, well, I've mainly used science on my planets. That one I don't need, the Academy Embassy. That only works on happy and ecstatic planets, so there's not an awful lot of options really here, which makes it even more surprising how well the AIs are doing on influence. He is providing pretty much all of that on Kai's, and arguably I might want to move him somewhere where I need his influence a bit more. So in terms of happiness, we actually have a lot of happy places. So I think I'm going to go for the happiness one. I'm going to use that to get more influence. I think it's the best option over a specialization one. Maybe. Right, so let's take that. That gives me more reason to keep my population happy now. How many turns is that? 3 turns, it's not an eternity. Okay, I've completed the build list for the turn, so that's done, brilliant. Right, what else have I got to do? I've got the heroes, so there's a clear choice here. I've already actually got this guy, he's a governor. Don't think I really want a duplicate, I don't want another overseer. So it's going to be Clev Saint Saotia. And I want her as a commander, and she looks like she's going to be absolutely brilliant for that. She has 22 points in the fleet skills. Anyway, I'm going to be selecting her. Okay, so let's assign her skills. Now the academy is on level 7, I think. at the moment. She's actually got +2 movement points, which is great. Now, what I really want from her, I think, is going to be... well, where is it? That one there. Enhanced Astro Navigation for the free movement. So let's put a couple of points into that straight away. And what is that? That's fleet. Shield capacity on ship. Sounds good to me. And the other one is experience and vision. Okay. What do I want then? That seems a pretty... oh, it's on ship. It's her ship, is it? Yeah, so it's not super important. I'd rather have the fleet one. And then the next 1 point, what can I stick that in? She has one fleet here, which is good. She's got a lot of level 2 raiding skills, which is fantastic. So damage on ship, that must be her ship again. There's movement. I think I want that probably. There's laser and beam for her. Is it just for her, or is it... it's on fleet? Okay. I think most of my stuff is actually beam now, which is good. And those two are system. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the movement though. Let's get her where she needs to be. And let's apply the skills. And find her a fleet to be stationed on. I think this one here would be a nice idea. I can then take her over to Andromeda in a bit, perhaps. Right. So, let's move across. Confirm. There's a frigate coming in next turn. There's another one coming in a couple of turns. So maybe I'll wait until that one arrives, then bring it, then come down here. I'm thinking. There's right. That's done. There's a couple of bits of movement for the turn I think I need to do, and there's actually a couple of places I could attack, which I'll be doing shortly. Right, so I think I'll keep him around here for a bit. Right, so I think after I've got the influence, maybe... oh, money. I might actually want to switch my law to the money law in a bit, but I should probably wait until the election rather than risk wasting influence if the government changes. So there's a orange ship there, let's attack that. I need to upgrade her ship as well, I haven't done that. Let's get the experience. Don't really have the money though. I have to wait a bit. Okay. And I can stay on guard. There's another orange ship coming in now. I'm actually going to take these out of the hangar and put those on guard. My other main fleet is here. And it doesn't seem to be anything in either of these systems, though, sadly. That'll take a turn to get there. That'll take a turn to get there. Should I wait? Should I move there? I'm gonna wait. I'm not sure that's the right decision. Hopefully they stay in one of those systems and I'll pounce on the next turn. And this one, I don't think they're in the system yet. Oh, there's a frigate that has arrived though. So let's take out... I should probably take out the ones that have the least experience, but I can't be bothered hovering over each one of these, so I'll just take out those three and stick the frigate in. Okay, and that is it for the turn. So we've got 3 fleet commanders, 2 planet governors. Next hero might be a governor, hopefully one with influence. Oyera is now under orange influence, which definitely isn't good. So one might stick in governor there perhaps to try and fight back, if it's possible, which I don't know if it is. Their influence is pretty bloody good. Even a blue influence is getting a bit iffy down here. Right, population. Claret says cap. And I'll come back and figure that out shortly. Are they... guard stops them from moving out of the system for a turn. That's maybe one reason why I should have moved them in to one place over there. Let's get the movement done. Okay, I've updated my build list, and that's my current F3 screen, the economy system screen. Right, tiny bit of movement left. I think I'm just going to keep this guy here, but I'll check out another probe over there, see if we find something. And there's a combat I can actually do this turn. So wait for that frigate to come in there before bringing that fleet back down to Andromeda. This fleet, I am going to send a probe up there, first of all. Okay. And I think that's not quite come over yet. I'm going to move that to Eta and stick it on guard. Hopefully I can get into combat with Cravers, and I can also threaten that once it's taken by the Cravers. Next turn probably. So let's stick that on guard as well. And combat I can do is actually down here. Let's take out that Sophon fleet, and not sure when we saw a combat last, so I might actually show this, I think.